I do need to talk about this next item, letter F. There is an intersection here that I briefly want to mention. So TRID has its definition of an application. You've likely had other training sessions you've been to from a regulatory compliance perspective where you've heard the term application. I just want to share with you how it intersects TRID with these other definitions you may be familiar with. So the primary definition of an application comes from Regulation B, the Equal Credit Opportunity Act. And what makes that regulation a bit complicated is it actually has two different definitions as well. The two definitions, Reg B, go something like this. An oral or written request for credit is an application. It generally triggers regulatory compliance, like documented intent to apply, requesting government monitoring information, providing the appraisal notice, things like that. But then Reg B says we have a completed application. Well, the only thing that triggers is a 30-day clock. So don't ever get hung up on that completed application, aside from the 30-day clock, which says you have to communicate a decision once you have all the information that you normally and regularly consider in those types of applications. So the oral or written request for credit, very broad definition. It's not the same as TRID, right? Okay. Reg B, very broad. TRID, very narrow. Got to have 6 pieces of information. Some of you listening are lucky enough today to be HMDA banks, HMDA reporters. Well, HMDA takes Reg B's definition, the ECOA definition, oral or written request for credit, and says, yeah, we like that. We're going to add one more thing. You have to have a property identified. And so hopefully what you're seeing here is if you're documenting these loan files with a singular application date, you might be right some of the time. But there's a potential for those 3 different regulations to all have a different application date. And so make sure that when they're not all the same, you document accordingly, because the Reg B date might be different than the TRID date than the HMDA date. They might all be the same, but all 3 could be different as well.